Peace and blessings, fam. I'm your brother in the struggle for peace, truth, freedom, justice, and equality, Brother Minister Alifullah. Today, we're going to look at something that was taught to us by Master Muhammad back in 1933 in Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1, regarding what type of system is the Lost Found Nation of Islam in the wilderness of North America. Basically, Master Muhammad gave us a premise or a foundation that socialist means to advocate a society of men or groups of men for one common cause. The Nation of Islam is not a traditional socialist nation in the old school sense, but actually the Nation of Islam practice a neo or new form of socialism. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad laid out various principles and foundations to guide us through the New World Order, the Black New World Order, the hereafter. When we say the hereafter, we're not talking about after we physically die. We're talking about after we physically gain our independence. Once we have autonomy, self-governance, and have a divine government of peace wherein we can live amongst ourselves. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad envisioned a world based on freedom, justice, and equality. Under that new system, which is technically in this day and time, we would define it as a theocracy. A theocracy is defined as a divine government. And then the Muslim program, point number 12, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that he, Allah God, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, will establish a government of peace for the lost found nation of Islam here in the wilderness of North America and ultimately all over the planet Earth, covering 196,940,000 square miles. When we look at capitalism, socialism, communism, all these isms that's out there, we got to understand that those isms was established within the last 6,000 years. So under that paradigm, we cannot look at the future of the oppressed using or practicing those systems. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in his very last book, Our Savior Has Arrived, he explained to us about the old going out and the new coming in. And he explained to us that nothing of the old world will be in the new world. None of this, nothing, not the language. We would not say minister. We wouldn't speak the English language. He teaches us that actually English is a bastard language because it's a language made up of all the various languages all over the planet Earth, thousands of different languages. So we're going to bring in something totally new, like the way the world operates, the way the world looks. He explained to us, like right now, like in antiquity, you had the Tower of Babel, you had these huge Great Pyramids. Our lessons teaches us in 1933, Master Muhammad said the Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, weighs 14 billion pounds and consists of 2,800,000 blocks. Each block weighing an average of 2.5 tons or 5,000 pounds. It is 481 or 764 feet high. We will have nothing like that in the hereafter. The message explained, we look around this modern Babylon or this modern baby London, and we see that America has skyscrapers, Empire State Buildings. Over in Bali, they building stuff all around the world, tall, giant buildings. He said in the hereafter, none of the buildings will be over 7 feet tall. He explained to us that in the hereafter, there will be no need for medicines or pills as we use it in the present sense, because there will be no physical fruits and vegetables like they are today. He explained that the very root, the very seeds, the very essence of the fruit that we presently see today will be transformed into such a new creation that we would consider it to be new. We will literally become a new people. We will be transformed into a new people genetically, molecularly. The very carbon atoms that govern our universe, covering 238 quintillion, 640 quadrillion miles, will manifest new babies, new children that will have a totally different genetic code than we have in this day and time. The limitations on our three-part brain will be totally different. That reptilian brain that we move off of, that base instinct. Now, I mean, that calcified pineal gland that we're using today, struggling with. Our thoughts traveling on average 24 billion miles per second. The people in the future, in the hereafter, will live such a peaceful and righteous lifestyle that the very atom or atoms of our universe will only vibrate as protons or positive forces. In their present state, they're made of three forms. We have protons, or positive forces, or 5%ers, poor righteous teachers, spiritually speaking. We have neutrons, or the 85%, the mentally deads, and we have outside of the cipher the electron, or the negative cloud, the 10%, the rich, the slave makers of the poor. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us in Al Sayers Arrive in 1974 that in the hereafter, the very sun that we see in the sky right now, it's 93 million miles away from us, family. That sun will physically burn out. But that sun is 108 times larger than the planet that we presently live on at 24,896 miles, the planet that we call Asia. Asia means world, and Atik means tribe or member or citizen. We're Asiatics in the sense that we had a world without borders. In the original man's DNA is everyone. There's 4 shades of black, 4 shades of brown, 4 shades of yellow, 4 shades of red. There's an albino, and there is a white. Every white man, every albino, every Chinese, every Indian, every male, every female, everyone that ever walked on the face of the planet Earth in the past 76 trillion years came from the black man of Asia. We are world citizens. Don't let this new world of the devil trick you into thinking the way they think. Their Eurocentric way of thinking is given to them by Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz while they was on the island of Pelan or Patmos 6,600 plus years ago. We're bringing in something totally new, family, and it begins with a new way of thinking. It's new ideas that's being sparked. And it may not seem like that the people is getting it. See, we're not just talking to you in a physical sense. These sound waves travel 1,120 feet per second. They're going into your inner ear and into your subconsciousness. They're sparking and reactivating your DNA code so that the people in the future, when they physically die and their bones turn back into stone and that flesh turn right back into vegetation and that blood transform right back into water or H2 atoms of hydrogen and oxygen, that natural salt in that body will go right into the earth. The Bible teaches you are literally the salt of the earth. We will produce new people, new trees, new creatures. Everything will be new according to the Bible, book of Revelations, chapter 21. He, Allah, makes all things new. He's not going to make no new things. He's going to make all things new. He's going to transform the old world into a new world. So it is when Master Fard Muhammad teaches us in our lesson, Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1 in 1933, that socialist means to advocate a society of men or groups of men for one common cause. Master Fard Muhammad, the supreme Allah God, is Allah in person. That don't mean that he's a spook. That don't mean that he's coming back to do anything for you. No, you will never see Master Fard Muhammad again. I know. Many of you think somewhere in the future, the mother plane gonna come down to America, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gonna come off, and he's gonna save you. No. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us in Theology of Time in 1972, you must become a self-savior. He said in Al Sayers Arrive that Allah is all of us. Every righteous person is a God. We are all God. We have always been gods. It's just that we lost the knowledge of ourselves and we're suffering from spiritual amnesia. And the devil came in and worshiped the black man as God. But once they gained power over our people through tricknology, they used tricknology and colonialism and imperialism to enslave the whole planet Earth for the past 6,000 years. Now, the world is waking back up and reclaiming their own. The struggle continues, family, but in this world that you're presently in, understand You have to use this old system while you're in it. So make sure you're educating yourself about economics, finances. Whatever you're doing, don't think like a capitalist. Remember, the 24 scientists teach us what? The Holy Quran and Bible is made by the original people, who is Allah. There is no mystery God that wrote the Bible and the Quran. The Bible teaches, because the 24 scientists taught, that the love of money, fiat money, the white man's money, their president's money, is the root of all evil. That's where our people are failing, family, because they think that that fiat money is the real money. The real money is knowledge of self. The real money is first seeking ye the kingdom of heaven and all of its righteousness, and everything else will be given unto you. But as the original man, remember, God said what? The gold is mine. The devil promised us more gold for our labor, and we didn't receive anything but slavery, suffering, and death. Let's transform this capitalist system, this imperialist system, into the New World Socialist system. How are we going to do it? The messenger said it starts with the New World Treasury of Islam. Think about it. Peace. Our lessons teaches us that socialist means to advocate a society of men or groups of men for one common cause. Equality means to be equal in everything. The messenger teaches us that equality means to deal equally in all things. In the struggle for freedom, justice, and equality, we was fighting against racial injustice with critiques of capitalism and or imperialism. Many leaders before the Nation of Islam was doing the same thing, including the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, W. Du Bois, Paul Robeson, labor unions, workers' parties, not just the Nation of Islam, even Malcolm, when he left, Malcolm X also taught socialism. The Black Panther Party taught it. Sister Sada Shakur, Phoenix Shakur, Kwame Ture, Angela Davis. International solidarity was the call, but the technology of divide and conquer by COINTELPRO came in with repression and oppression to confuse the people and take us right back to capitalism. For now, the struggle continues. You could download the complete book, The Dichotomy of Capitalism and Socialism in the Nation of Islam by Brother Minister Alif, on our official website at nationofislam.online. It's only $7, family. Peace.